Okay. Hey, Surabhi.
Hey, Leila
Hey.
John.
Hey. We just decided to hop on. We didn't even plan it before. So we just decided to hop on. I have a list of questions for Surabhi about our digital business. So I'm gonna start introducing myself, Surabhi, if you don't mind, and I'm gonna give the floor to you. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions, and then I think it's a great opportunity today to get some information out of you for the people who are interested to know more about our business.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, everyone who are watching right now or the recording after. Yeah, my name is Sudabe, and I am so happy to be here, and it will be my pleasure to answer the questions.
Thank you. So, my name is Leila. I am Leila Jamali Temple. I live in Sacramento, California. My full time job is actually a product owner. I work for a tech company. Here in Sacramento. I work remotely. I moved to the United States about 11 years ago. And then here I am. Sudavijin, can you tell the audience a little bit more about yourself, about your family, what you do?
Yes, definitely. My name is Sudabe Golpaigani. My family and I are living in Winnipeg, Manitoba since 7 years ago. We immigrated to Canada 7 years ago and started living here. And I have a background of working as a nurse in my home country, and then as an English teacher after. Right now, I'm a career coach for a non-for-profit organization. Same time, I'm
Wow.
working as an interpreter and an English teacher, and I have my online business since March as well.
Is there anything that you don't do? Sudave,
Yes,
you
there
do it all,
actually a
huh?
lot. I don't do like the IT. I don't have any IT information like you do, right?
Oh, you're pretty good in computer. So Surabhi, so
Yeah.
you seem to be pretty successful. Nursing. You're a career coach. And, you teach English and all that. What made you start an online business?
Very good question about nursing. That was very good. But it was not my type of work. So it's like I didn't like it because it was like emotionally a little bit difficult for me to handle. I was working for neonatal
Yeah.
intensive care unit. So but once moving here as an immigrant, we don't have much of a choice to decide what you want to do. I was lucky enough to find a job as a teacher, but because my undergraduate degree was not teaching, not education.
Right.
So there was a time that I realized I can never find a full-time permanent job as a teacher here. And I wanted a permanent job in order to get mortgage, my husband and I, so that we can buy a house and establish our family here. So in our life. So long story short, I changed my career because of that. But still, working two, three different jobs wouldn't help us to plan for our retirement or to travel as much as we want to travel. And then after this pandemic, it was like an extra, like a burden because we were
Hmm.
always worried.
Yeah.
Again, thank God, we're fortunate enough we didn't lose our jobs, but
Hmm.
we were always worried about losing it.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking of a more secure plan B in order something happens. As a teacher, I didn't have students, right, with the pandemic. I as an interpreter
Right.
working for hospitals, many hospitals appointments got canceled. So I found myself with not much to do, and then I started looking online for online type of work.
That's pretty stressful, right? Yeah, pandemic,
It
I
is.
guess, I made a lot of people rethink what
It
they
is.
do. Yeah,
As a career
because
coach, I was like, I knew a lot about other businesses, other people who were doing successfully well. They were doing very well, but they lost their jobs, their businesses because of the pandemic, right?
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people who have businesses, small businesses, and they had to shut down their business. And then at the same time, you see all these online businesses are booming, and you're like, I was
Exactly.
in the wrong business the whole time, right? Yeah.
Probably,
So
yeah.
yeah. So Surabiju, my first big question is, so when you want to go, you go online and you start you Googling stuff, you want to get online, you see all these people making money on internet, right? And you wonder how, and you start researching, you do online business, you do I don't know, any other digital business and stuff like that, a ton of information will come up, right? And then
Exactly.
you really don't know, it just leaves you overwhelmed. You don't know who to trust, you don't know where to start. It's just too much, right? And I'm sure you were in the same situation, because I was, right? So what made you, among all these opportunities that came your way, what made you trust this one? What made you start this? What was appealing about this opportunity to you?
That's a great question because that's exactly what happened. For some reason, around same time last year, I started Googling online work and work from home. And then I was like, I had a lot of advertisements in my YouTube whenever I open YouTube to watch like a cooking thing or like video. I had a lot of advertisement about online work in my Instagram and my Facebook. Then there was so much different types of advertisement that as you mentioned, I gave it up. And I said, there's
Mhm.
no way with limited information that I had, there's no way I could figure which one is legit, which one is not, which one really, really gives me some income, which one does not. And I didn't know how to trust, so I gave it up. But then the advertisements wouldn't give up to show up, right?
Right.
One of them grabbed my attention, and I noticed that I first of all, I started that because it was not only advertisement for learning something, but also for having income at the same time. And then the person who was talking said that you do not have to bug your family members, and that we're not selling anything. Because I'm not a seller, I have never had a business of my own. Right, I've always been working for other companies, right? So this one to me sounded like more risky and more reliable. And then I started taking baby steps because still I was worried. I didn't know if it was the one that I would like to do or not. Because there was no commitment, I started. And then the more I went, the more I liked it. And I'm so happy I started that.
Right. Yeah. So because really the trust part of it is very, it was very challenging for me, right? Because like I said, you see all this information, you see people. So you trusted this business, you came in the business, you're saying that you're happy, right? So how do you see this business from the legal standpoint? Now you're in it and you're making income.
Right now, definitely. But at the beginning, again, I was very worried. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it was illegal or not. So, as a career coach, my clients have always been immigrants. So I always tell them, do not share your personal information, your credit card online with anybody. Like even buying from like online, be
Yeah.
very careful. So the first thing that I really liked about this is that once I decided to move forward and to start the trial, right? 30 days trial, refundable, full refundable. I could pay by PayPal. So let's go back a little bit. First, I entered my email. Somebody who was advertising, I found it interesting,
Okay.
and they asked me to just enter an email and the name. And I said, okay, I can do that. So
Right.
I entered my name. I received two emails, and there was a one from had a link to a workshop. I couldn't watch the workshop, but then later on, I received another email with the link to the replay because the workshop was
Yeah.
happening the time that I was working. So I watched the replay. It was like, to me, it was like a general information. I said, okay, I want to know more, but no commitments. I didn't want to commit to anything. So,
Yeah.
um, so I replied to the email to the person who sent me the email, and then the person was kind enough to explain a little bit to me, but said, if you want more information, I would highly recommend you to start the trial. There will be no risk involved. And then it was then when I wanted to pay for the like 149 US dollars to enter the trial, and I could pay by PayPal, and I received the receipt right away. That was good. So again, as I mentioned, the more I continued, the better, more I could trust the system. Now I've been working with this work like for since March. Um, so I would say because now I know that thousands of people, tens of thousands of people are working here, not only in Canada, not only in the US, but in Australia, Nigeria, in all parts of the world,
It's a
apart
global
from the two,
business.
three. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a global business. So Now I know that 100% you can trust. But I get it. I
Okay.
understand that for a beginner, somebody who doesn't know anything about this business, trust is a very important thing, right?
It's scary. It can be
It is.
scary for a lot of people.
It is.
So, so Surabaya, you mentioned about the trial period. How long? So from the time that they pay that for $149, what they get access to, and how long they have to make a decision if they want to move forward before they ask for a refund if they feel this is not for them.
It's the 30 days drill. So,
Okay.
as I mentioned with the email, you receive like an info session free webinar that shows you the overview of the business, but not the details, because no businesses will share all the details or the secrets of the business with you right away. So, when entering that trial, the mentor you will have is either Leila or me or whoever that you have registered with will be able to invite you to a private group on Facebook where you can see thousands of people who are working there. You can reach out to them, you can see their posts, and then also you will receive another email right after registering with a video, which is like around 2 hours and a half, explaining all the details. What's the system like? How are you going to be paid? It's commission based. How much are the commissions? You will have investments, which types of investments you will have, what are the different options you have, then you can decide. So you will have
Right.
countless numbers of sources of information to get before you decide if you want to move forward or if you don't or you don't and want to get a refund. And getting a
So there's
refund
no
is super easy.
obligations. There's
No
no
commitment,
obligations, no catch, right? If I
nothing.
come in before 30 days before I book my coaching call, I can just request a refund, no questions asked. I can get my money back, right?
Right away. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Super. So one thing that stood out with United, I also wanted to talk about was going back to the legal side of the business aspect of the business was, um, do you pay tax then?
We do, right?
Yeah, these are
Um,
the questions that people ask, and I'm just asking on behalf of them so we can get answer for them.
Exactly. I'm not an accountant, but I talk to an accountant and ask, what does a business, what makes a business legal and legit? And then the person told me that if a business gives you tax documents at the end of the year, then this business is legit, and I receive tax documents like this year in January. You know, in Canada, it's like we receive T4. It is W-9 in the US, right? In Australia, it's something else. So yes, definitely you will receive tax documents. You can write off the business expenses, including the 149 that even you pay for the trial. It's a one-time payment, but this is like an income business expense you can claim at the end of the year. And by that, I'm going to say that this 149 is a one-time payment that if you, as Leila mentioned, if you want to move forward, and you ask for a coaching call, then $50 of that would be for the coaching call, and then the remaining $99 would be the whole administration for the every administration things that will be done. It's an automated system, like 90% automated. It's all gonna be done with that one-time payment for the administration. Have I
That's really
answered your
awesome.
question?
You get yes, yes, yes. You definitely did. You get a lot, I guess, for that $149. Um, so next question that we get a lot is, what do you guys do?
Okay. It's very
What do you guys
simple and
do?
easy. It's easy. It's
Mhm.
learning to advertise, how to advertise in 6 platforms in social media. Uh, the 6 platforms are LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Right?
Mhm.
Learning how to advertise in those platforms is like a not science, but it's not easy. Something you would learn in a
It's
college, right?
definitely not easy. I work in IT. It's definitely not. It's not that it's not easy, but you would think that is I can do it. I can just go create an account, but there are a lot of tricks that you need to know in order to be successful, right?
Exactly.
so the trainings are supposed to walk you through all those
Exactly.
so they teach you how to advertise on all those social media platforms. So and you also mentioned that you're not selling anything, right? So what are
Yeah.
you doing then?
It's just advertising. So first you learn how to advertise, and then if you want to earn from the system, the investment you started with, that can be like think of, can be thought of as the expense you have for learning all these things that you're learning. They can also be used as your investment, and then you can start working with the system, advertising and receiving commissions with the same investment that you started with.
So that's actually a good point. So the I guess this one also goes back to this system being legal, because one question that we get a lot is that, so is this a pyramid a structure that we are working on? So can you give a little bit of what you think about the difference between what we do here and the pyramid?
So it was my question too from the beginning, and I've tried to find a way, because English is not my first language, to explain it the right way. So pyramid systems are not legal in the North America and in many countries. So pyramid, the typical pyramid system is like somebody who's at the top of the pyramid receives commissions till the
Get all
end,
the
like
money.
with all the money and for forever. So whoever that comes into the downlines of that pyramid, whatever they earn, the person at the top of the pyramid receives the commissions. But that's not the case here. It's a different system. So you, the person who has invited you and starts teaching you, because like if Leila would be the person who is your doorway to the system and starts helping you with the trainings. And here I would say you don't need any computer skills. First of all, the training, step by step video trainings, and then Leila, and then other mentors, and then 24/7 support that you have, they're going to help you with that. And Leila, because of the time she's spending with you, she will receive commissions. But this doesn't mean that she's going to receive commissions from you forever. So this is not a pyramid because of that. Uh,
Right.
she, uh, she, because she's spending time having countless numbers of Zoom meetings with you, explaining how the system works, walks you through the whole trainings and helps you to get to get what is the word, successful.
Mhm.
That's how the system works, and this is how
Just
she's paid.
help each other, helping each other
Exactly.
become successful online business owners, and that's how
Exactly.
you make your commissions.
Exactly.
um so you actually kind of like answered my next questions, because we do get this question a lot, that do I need to have any special skills, background, education in order to be able to do this business?
Um, what we need is English. So for those of you who
Okay.
are immigrants, if you can understand whatever Leila and I are talking about, then your English is good enough,
Oh,
right?
that's a
Because
good point.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because the trainings are in English, and but here we have people in the system, thousands of, tens of thousands of people from all around the world speaking different languages. You can always also find somebody who's speaking your language in case you just want to have an extra support. But apart from that, in terms of learning computer, no, you don't need. You need a computer definitely, but I we have those who had no idea how to like work with a computer, but they are successful now because the trainings and your mentors and your coach and then other people, they are around you. We have Zoom meetings, we introduce the system, and we teach you, walk you through how to log into the system, how to get and earn this, how to earn that. The only thing you need to have is your commitment and your big why. If you really want to have a
And your
plan B,
Wi-Fi. That's what they say,
your
right?
Wi-Fi,
System. Yeah.
exactly.
That's all
Yeah,
you need. Right, 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 right.
that's
Yeah.
all you need. Your computer
Okay.
and a Wi-Fi and your desire.
Right, right. So they do get mentors and they do get support. They get help if they have any questions. There's always someone to go to get help, right?
Exact. Always, always, because like we are in Canada and the US, but there's in case I'm not available or in case I'm sleeping, it's in the middle of the night. There's somebody else on the other side of the world in Australia or in Europe. So when you have a system, when you have a big group community, when you post a question, there's always somebody to respond.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So, um, can I ask when did you start this business?
Definitely. I started my search around this time of the year, but it took me a while to practice and like choose different platforms and decide what I want to start to get started with. I watched the advertisement that I talked about in March. So it was March 17 that I started officially the business.
March 17th.
It's been like
And we
eight
are in
months.
November now. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
so the reason that I'm asking this is I get this question a lot. That so how long will it take me for me to start earning income?
It all depends on us, right? How
Yeah, so we
much
want to
time.
know, yeah, maybe we want to know your experience, like like
Definitely.
what your pace was, how much time you put in, and then how long it took you. And I know everyone is different, right? But
Yeah.
how long it took you to start making income?
To me, it was I started in March. I only spent 1 hour a day or sometimes less because I was busy with the other jobs that I had and
Right.
with my life. And then I set up the business. It took me 3 weeks. It's in the trainings. You will see it when you start. It took me 3 weeks. It took you 1 week, right? To get there.
Yeah.
So I
That's
had a
because
slow
yeah,
I
yeah.
had a slower pace. But then at the end of April was the first advertisement I started with Google, right? And then in May, I had no income. But in June, I had like a three-digit income around $600 or something. Same thing in July, but in August, it was actually like boom for me. It was like a four-digit.
Wow.
And then since then, I've always had four-digit, like August, September, and October. I'm not saying it was the same, there was ups and downs, but it's always four digits since then. And yeah, that's it. So as you mentioned, people have their own pace. We need to be committed. We need to be consistent. We need to be patient. It's a business.
Right.
So and like for any other businesses, there's no risk involved, I would say. As long as you're plugged in, as long as you are committed, as long as you have your motivation, there's countless numbers of trainings and sources of information that you have everything you need. Like literally you have everything you need.
Right.
You
Yeah.
need to decide which source you want to get information from. Then
Correct.
that's the beauty. The support you receive, Leila, is the beauty of the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like
Y-
I'm not gonna mention, but in many other like selling involved, like Amazon, I'm gonna mention, there's no support. I
Nope.
wanted to that was
Yeah.
very stressful for me.
Yeah, it gets stressful. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's definitely a plus for this business that you get a lot of support from other people, and then you really actually make friends with a lot of good people like yourself. You get surrounded by a lot of like-minded people like yourself, like a lot of positive people. Uh, but so they don't really need any experience or anything like that. They can just jump in, start the business. But and you also mentioned that they have to pay the 149 because there's no system out there that is free. And if it is free, then you have to question that, right? No
yeah,
one works for anyone for free. And actually, one of the things that was appealing to me was no one really told me, hey, you can just come in and you can get rich overnight. Everyone told me from day one, you got to be committed. Just put a couple hours every day if you can. Just put whatever you can, and then you can be successful as long as you are motivated or you know what you are here. Just keep reminding yourself. But so after they get to get that trial, they're supposed to get more information on how the system works, how commissions work, and also about the investments. So this is where I was going to get at. I was going to get at. So there is going to be some investment involved. Can you explain a little bit of how much investment is a little bit kind of like what is kind of the range? Do they have options and stuff like that, or kind of like relatively maybe compared with other businesses?
Yeah, definitely. So the when you start, like because it's first of all an educational system, so you learn a lot of things that you would learn in colleges. So the investment is the like the tuition fee, if you think of it, for starting the getting all the information and having all the mentors and coaches. The same amount that you're paying can be counted as your business investment, right? And if you want to
Right.
compare it with colleges, when you like, they only teach you, as far as I know, only two platforms and for thousands of dollars. And yes, they give you a certification, but Layla knows that that certificate will not be valid for more than a year or something, because
Mm.
even less than that, because these platforms are constantly changing.
Oh, every day. Yes.
So the
Mhm.
beauty about this system is that you will have the first and only investment that you have at the beginning. You will receive the information and the updated system forever, right? So nobody will
Mhm.
ask you for more money in order to be plugged into the system. You will always have that available for you. Yeah, and if you want to compare with other businesses, like I only know about a few, I would say it's not as much as them. But the other thing is that there's not a specific number that I can give you, because there are different ways of investing,
Right.
different types of investment. I mean, different systems, different ways of investing. So in that 30 days trial, we will receive them with all the details.
Okay.
So there's no secret and there's no risk involved. So you can start.
Transparency.
Yeah, it's transparent. So but it's like a 2 hours and a half video. It's impossible for me. And even if I want, even if I want to spend 2 hours, I'm just a person, I might forget things, but it's in the video, so you will receive it all the best way possible. You can watch
Okay.
the video several times. You have 30 days to ask a lot of people and get all the information you want. Then you can decide if you want to continue or you want a refund and say goodbye.
Okay, okay. That sounds like that sounds promising, Suravijan. So I'm sorry, I'm just kind of browsing the questions because you're actually answering a lot of questions in between. So I'm trying to skip those, which is good. You're helping me. So you mentioned that there is no selling involved, right? You don't have to sell anything. So um because I guess that was also the case for me. I'm like, I don't want to have to go to my friends and family and say, hey, I have this stuff to sell and stuff like that. You did mention there is no product involved, you're not selling anything, you're just in the training part of it. But do I have to go to my friends and family, or everything is just pure advertisement in any market that I want?
Yeah, it's exactly pure advertisement. When I first came to Canada, I joined a group for like, it was insurance and things, and they always made me to go to my family circles of family members and friends and ask them to come and buy insurance. That was a nightmare for me. So
Yeah,
it
I'm
was a
same
very bad
way.
experience. So the one of the reasons why I really really like this system is that you do not even need to talk to your friends and family about the business. You have the advertisement, you put the word out, and it's only for those people who are interested. If you are interested, then you're welcome. If you're not interested, then that's fine. Nobody's chasing you. Nobody wants to like,
No.
persuade you to say no. It's just what we're doing is just to explaining thing and finding those people who are looking for an extra source of income.
Right. There is absolutely no pressure on anybody. You don't really
Yeah,
have to go pressure, chase people down
yeah,
to do any of that. Right. Right. I to me that was probably same thing for you because you did mention that you hate selling stuff to people.
yeah.
That was also a big plus for me about this system. That I didn't really have to go chase anyone down. Um, and so basically in this system we're gonna learn how to do advertisement and 5 or 6 social media platforms, and then then we're going to help more people to get training and do the advertisement. That's how we're going to get the commissions and make money out of it, right? So a lot of people already have a full-time job, right? They have family, they have a busy lifestyle, and then at the same time, they don't really have time to go for a second job. At the same time, they know they need a plan B for a number of reasons. They're planning for their retirements. They're trying to increase the quality of their lives. They want to start thinking about their kids' college and stuff like that. But they know that they need that extra stream of income, but they're like, we don't have the time. So what do you have to say to those people?
Well, I would say this business is for you if you honestly, because I was one
Yeah.
of them. My daughter is not a kid anymore, but I have three jobs, and then I was super busy. But because this is a business that is your business and it's online and you have flexible hours, so you decide when you want to work. You can spend and how much you want to work. So you can spend 1 hour early in the morning per day, or late at night, or even several hours at the weekend. So you choose when you want to work, and you choose how much time you want to invest in the business. So yeah, I would say, I have a friend in this business. We made friends. We got to know each other through this business. And this person was saying that she missed their childhood of her daughter because she was working two different jobs and she had no
Uh,
time to spend time with her child. And so the child was always with the grandparents or in the daycare. But
mm,
because of this business, so she is spending few hours each week, the time that you usually spend in social media, like surfing the net and doing nothing, to work and then be hopeful for a better future in which you do not have to work that much and you will have a better income.
right. They just, like you said, they just have to go on their own pace. But as long as they bring their why and commitments, they are going to be successful, right? They're gonna get there, right? Um, so I guess my next question is probably my last question here. Is so you did mention that this is a global business. They can, as long as they know English, they can understand you and me right now. We both of us, English is a second language. As long as they understand us, they will be okay doing the training.
Yeah,
They can.
definitely.
So the only country that they cannot do this business from is Iran, right? If they're
Yeah.
watching us from any other country, pretty much
And
they can.
Afghanistan,
And
unfortunately,
Afghanistan.
because of this
Uh,
crisis that they're facing with. So there are
right.
very, very few countries in which they cannot do this business. But other than that, wherever there is a Wi-Fi and you
Right,
have a
right.
computer, you can work, right? And it's a global business, Leila. The other beauty of this business is that if you want to move to another city or another country, you can, and you have your work, you can move it with you because there are like different different offices in all around the world, like
Right.
23 different main offices and different numbers of other smaller offices all around the world. And
Okay.
we actually have a business partner. The couple have an RV and they travel constantly and then they
How
work.
beautiful
I
is
love it.
that? They don't have to worry about anything. They don't have to worry about being stuck. PTO, paid time vacation, or
Exactly.
it's just beautiful. You're traveling and making money. So,
If you're
and
living
that
in a cold city in Winnipeg like us, beginning of the winter, you can move to a warmer area and then come back here in summer. Sorry, I
it's really
interrupted.
beautiful if you can have a shop that you can carry it with you anywhere that you go, and then you still make your income. That's incredible, right?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, so and that actually wants to bring me, it will bring me back to the people who say they don't have time, and I wanted to explain about the system, that this proven system actually is automated for the most part, right? It does a lot of heavy lifting and tedious work, right, Sunova June?
Exactly, exactly. You just need to plug yourself in and get the trainings and spend as much time as you have, like at least like several hours a week, and then get the trainings, follow the system, and just your own pace, but it's nothing difficult. Stay committed, get the trainings, and then the system works for its own. Sometimes you're sleeping and the system is working 24/7. So you do not, like any other, unlike any other kinds of businesses, that until you work, you have your clients and you're physically available at work, you are paid. And if you're not, you even might have the risk of losing your customers. So this is not like this. So the system, because it is online, because it's this proven system that you just plug yourself into, the system is working for you, right?
Right. So, Rebecca, so do you have anything else to add? Anything that I
No,
didn't or forget to ask that you would like to talk about?
I always remember at the end of interviews, I would say, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to say this, I forgot to say that." But the main thing that I want to say is that if you are looking for a plan B, like I was doing same time last year, like Leila was doing it some months ago, or maybe years ago, I don't know. So you have been looking for a
I've
different
been
time.
looking forever to have my own business, that's for sure.
Yeah. So if you are interested, if you are looking for a plan B, I would, and Leila would recommend you to try it, and then come and see it for yourself, decide for yourself. Everything is available, as Leila mentions, crystal clear. Then you can decide. There's no risk involved. You will not lose even $1. That was very important for me. So you will have enough time to get information, as much as information as you want, and then decide if you want to stay or not. At least you will find some good friends like us.
I know, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Sometimes
I
we are
love
in
it.
meetings and I see people, friends from all over the world, from
Exactly.
Australia, Canada, United States, New Zealand,
Exactly. I've never
Dubai,
been to New
all
Zealand. I've
over.
never been to Australia, but now I have a lot
I
of friends there.
friends, yeah, maybe after pandemic, yeah. Maybe we can travel more now,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
If you guys need more information, if you guys think that this is something that you are also looking for, please go to our websites, put your email and name, and then you're going to get a link to a webinar. It's a free 90-minute webinar that it kind of gives you some information of what this business is about. It's probably they'll explain it a lot better than us probably, because I feel like we were all over. I actually been just trying to get some of the questions answered instead of kind of like tell you what the business is about. So if you want to know more, try to get into that webinar, listen to the webinar, and you have more questions, you can always reach out to us.
Exactly. You don't
Anything
have to
else,
rely
Rebecca?
to whatever we say. You can come over here and learn it for yourself. That
Absolutely.
would be all. Thank you everybody for watching this long video.
Thank you
That's
so
what you
much, and
really
thank you so
wanted.
much. Right. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you,
That
Leila.
was great. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.